Hello, everybody. Good morning to you. This is A. Christine of the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show, and I am coming to you live from dun 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 the gym. That's right, the place of transformation, the place where the rubber meets the road and the sweat drips down your face. Listen, welcome into the show. Welcome to the Cat Harvey and A. Christine show. A quick shout out to all of our Cat Harvey and A. Christine family, all the followers, all the friends. Listen, we love you all so much. Keep liking our content, subscribing, sharing with friends and family. Listen, we are here to encourage, empower, and equip you all to live your best life. Okay, so we have so many things in store for you this year. Just a quick spoiler alert: the annual Girlfriends Weekend is coming up. Confetti, confetti. Listen, it's coming up this fall in September, and we would love to have you there. When Kat returns, we will officially launch the information, and you all can begin to make your reservations. But we are just putting the last few details together, and we are so excited to launch it to you all and have you all come and share with us. Our everlasting theme for the Girlfriends Weekend is "My scars make me beautiful." And that is an important message to remember, that your scars make you beautiful. Not only that, they make you you. Okay, so come and share about some of those painful and not so pretty moments that actually blossomed into a field of roses. Okay, so let's come talk about it. Let's meet up and let's have a good time, and let's share some inspiring stories with one another. So keep your ears open for the Girlfriends Weekend coming this September. If you have not already, please head on over to Facebook, and you can follow us, like our page at Cat Harvey, A. Christine. You can also catch us on Instagram. You can follow us on IG at the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is at the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show. Cat is spelled with a K because she's just extraordinary. That's just the kind of woman that she is. But feel free to follow us, connect with us, chat with us on any of our social media handles. We love to interact with our girlfriends. And we love to hear from the guys too. There's a pretty strong male following of the show. They may not let you know that they follow the show, but believe me, they follow the show. And they are just as vocal, if not more. If not more, when they do speak up, they have a lot to say. And then later on this year, we do actually have a time where the guys will be coming in and taking over, sharing knowledge and wisdom, and we will be sitting back with our notepads and writing. As a matter of fact, I brought my notepad. It's right here. You see it? It says goals, plans, ideas, and dreams. And when the guys are talking, I crack this thing open and write down, because sometimes we can just get so used to hearing our own voice or one narrative, one perspective, and it's important to expand that narrative and perspective. It's important to listen to different people and hear what they have to say. I am actually in the middle of reading a book, and the section that I'm on right now is talking about learning intentionally. And the part that I read this morning was about specifically putting yourself in line to listen and to learn. And the book overall is about, thinking successfully and thinking how, more successful people think, and, training yourself to walk in those ways. And one way that you do that is by putting yourself in a place where you can listen, where you can glean, as the old folks would say, but where you can glean, where you can listen where you can learn and listen learn a different perspective other than your own. So I'm challenging you to get outside of your own box, listen to someone different, not anyone talking foolishness, but listen to someone different, expand your horizons, and get a new perspective. So I want to make sure I hit all of my points. Again, thank you to everyone who watches faithfully, who watches either when we're live or the playback. If you share the content, you feel encouraged by the content, always drop a comment. Let us know. We would love to hear from you. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into this topic for today. So here we are. It is Saturday, January 20th. We are already 20 days into the new year. And I sat and I thought about what we should talk about this Saturday. And it's amazing because my mind went to all of the really cool stuff we have planned. And somehow I was just, I don't know, it's almost like, the anticipation of getting there. You're like, man, that's going to be a really good show. Or man, that's going to be a really good time when we get there. But what about right now? What are we doing with right now? So what was laid on my heart was 3 words: no more excuses. That's right. No more excuses. So if you are in church at all, or have friends that go to church, or even you just know someone who can do really good wordplay or rhymes. Most times people will come up with some type of rhyme for the new year. So, like 2022 was like, I've got things to do in 2022. I'm going to be debt free in 2023, and I'm going for more in 2024. So I'm going to hold on to that one, right? I'm going for more in 2024. If I'm going for more, then there should be no more excuses. The excuses hold you back from the more that you desire. And so today we're just going to have a really, practical, but very real, but still uplifting conversation. So no more excuses. And I have a few notes jotted down because I am also telling this to myself. There are a good amount of things that I know I really do need to do. I've been told a few times a few things, or I've had an idea for a few years, and either I haven't started, or with some ideas, you'll get on the runway and get going, but somehow you'll just have to pull back off the runway, and it'll have to wait till a later month or a later date, a later year. I mean, what are we going to say in 2025? I'm going to thrive in 2025. Yeah, that would be great. But I guess first we should really achieve the more that 2024 has for us. So let's jump into this, okay? No more excuses. I would actually like to take some time and look up what the word excuses means, because we allow excuses to derail us, really get in our way, cause a roadblock. Some of us are married to our excuses, and we blame everything and everybody else other than ourselves. When when you are married to the excuse, you negate and divorce responsibility. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, because we feel like, well, I wouldn't be where I am. Well, not all of us, but some would say, I wouldn't be where I was where I am if so-and-so hadn't have done, and if they hadn't have said, and if these things and events didn't happen this way, and all I really needed was, this, and this to line up this way. But it didn't. But they did. They did say. So then that leaves you where you are, along with a series of choices that were made after those situations, after those words, and you kept going and kept going and kept going. And somewhere along the line, we bought into the idea or the reality that this is reality and not the big dream, the wild dream, the off in the sunset goal that it's going to take all of you to achieve, even more of you to achieve. So some of us are so married to our excuses that we divorce completely any and all responsibility. So let's start with the definition for excuses and let's see why it has such a stronghold in our lives. And I mean, as you guys are watching this, chime in. Tell me, hey, you don't have to air your business, but because I know none of you all watching the show have any excuses that you just let roll over from year to year. But if you have a friend that does, I encourage you to share this show with them. But then I also encourage you to really take this one in and say, 2024 won't just be another slogan year. I'm really going to do more. So let's see what excuses means. And of course, handy dandy phone. Again, like we talked about last week, help is right at your fingertips. Okay, so reach out, type it out. Excuses definition. So excuses is defined as the attempt to lessen the blame attaching to a fault or offense, seek to defend or justify. The second definition for it is release. So to release, it's an action word in this one, to release someone from a duty or requirement. We're going to circle back to that one. That's a good one. Here we go. There's two more. We have a reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or offense. That's a good one. And the last one, a poor or inadequate example of. Wow, that's a good one too. So when we are married to our excuses and we divorce responsibility, we actually become a poor excuse of a life lived. I know that's a pretty harsh statement. Yeah, it is. I agree. And it's hitting me hard too, because I know I'm literally thinking in my mind where I have offered up excuses instead of just doing what I was supposed to do. Like, I will be 100% honest here. It's been years, and I have been told consistently for a few years now that I need to write a book, that I just need to sit down and write the book. And some people might say, hey, Christine, what? You write? Actually, I do. I can write, and I can write well. I get that gift from my dad, who is a writer and a poet, and he's also a singer and a songwriter, a musician as well. And the thing is, I don't just leave that gifting to him. I do embrace it. I just make the excuse that, oh, I'm not using that gift right now. Oh, I'm too busy. But we all know when you don't use something, it starts to fade. It starts to go away. Your skill and your level of mobility in that area of gifting will go away. And the last time I really wrote, I mean, just let it go out, was in college. In college, I felt free. And so here I am airing my laundry, right? But I want you to know that this show is not just a pep you up with no substance behind it. This show is to encourage you, empower you, and equip you. This show is all about no more excuses and not letting anything or anyone hold you back anymore, including you, including me, Christine. So I have been told consistently year after year that I need to just sit down and write my book. And when I allow myself some time to really think about what I write, so many ideas begin to just like flood my mind about not just one book to write, but multiple books to write from different point of views and vantage points. I am very creative. So if you know me personally, you know that I am like a creative at heart. I just love it. I ooze creativity. Like I live for it, right? But that as well is a gift. And if you don't use it, it begins to be lessened and withered away. So, as we go for more in 2024, we're going to stop making excuses about why we're not doing it anymore. So this year, A. Christine will be honest and tell on herself and say, this year, I will no longer say that I am too busy. This year, I will sit down and put the pen to the paper and begin to write. I'm not saying that I will finish my book this year, but I will start. And I think for people who have often struggled with making excuses, often struggled with making progress, starting is like the hardest thing to do, but you can do it. So this year, as we're going for more and we're embracing the culture of no more excuses, you know what? Right, because this is cancel culture, right? Let's cancel excuses. Boop, boop. That's right. Cancel the excuses, but let's embrace, okay? Let's embrace productivity. Let's embrace being effective. Let's embrace better time and gift and skill management of ourselves, right? So this year, let's say goodbye to bad habits. Let's say goodbye to bad follow through. Let's say goodbye to procrastination. There's a reason that I decided to do the show today in a gym because this is one place that gets a lot of people. And it can go either way. It can get you pumped up or it can get you low, low, low. You can feel like the greatest person in the world while you're here, or you can feel like you're on the ground, you know? So I wanted to do this show in the gym because it's symbolic of doing something hard, but you know it's good for you, of doing something that's going to make you sweat and you know you can't just stay pretty while you're doing it. So, as we embrace the cancel culture of canceling excuses, we release bad habits and procrastination and bad follow through, but we embrace the things that make us sweat. We're going to embrace the things that are going to work us, but work us in the way that it is like us working that muscle that's building it up. See, that's what that treadmill and the elliptical is for. It works muscles. It makes you sweat. It makes you breathe hard. It makes your heart rate flutter. It makes your heart rate go faster. But it builds up your stamina. It builds up your strength. And before you know it, you go from walking to jogging to running to sprinting. And you take off. And now you're in a whole new world of physical fitness, mental fitness. You are better all the way around. And so if we can take that same analogy and apply it to our lives, let's get in the gym of life. Let's work out those gifts. Let's work out those skills. Let's write that book. Let's start that business, or let's start that blog, the vlog, your channel, your personality page. Start sharing encouraging messages with people. Whatever your thing is, start creating your jewelry, start creating your painting. Whatever your thing is, first, embrace it for yourself. Work those gifts until you sweat, until your gifting stamina builds up, and then take off. So, anyways, back to the main point here. We are saying goodbye to excuses. And what brought me to that was the fact that it is January 20th. And I know we did a year-end vision party, vision board party, like right before the year ended, December 30th, I believe. And now we're January 20th. And maybe some of you all were expecting like just this miraculous turnaround. And for some of us, there might have been this miraculous turnaround. There might have been confetti cannons blowing off, and all of a sudden the door opens and it's the answer to your prayers, and you're just like, this is the best thing ever. But for some of us, it's like, oh, I woke up on January 1st and nothing changed. I woke up on January 2nd and nothing changed. And you kept waking up. And now here we are on Saturday, January 20th, and nothing has changed. That can really discourage you. That can be really discouraging. Stay hydrated. But what I want to say is this. If nothing has changed, perhaps you haven't changed. And that's food for thought. Because for me, more in 2024 is not happening just because I woke up. It didn't happen just because I woke up on January 1st and then there were cannons and an angel and then the Lord himself appeared and then everything was just made right in the snap of a finger and hallelujah. No, that's not what happened for me. For Christine, I woke up. I was grateful that I made it into a new year. I was grateful for life. But I knew that I had to start making the change. God gave me the strength and the breath and the life to live. He gave me the strength to use. And with that strength, I proceed about my day in a way to do things differently than what I did last year. So for you who feels like, but what do I do? Nothing changed. Get a notebook, get a pen. Start by making a list of things that you want to do, things that you want to be your reality this year. Take some time to spend with the Lord in his presence and ask him, what do you want for me? What do you have for me? And what do you want from me this year? Take some time to write it down. Just write it down. Start there. Sit quietly, turn off some of the external distractions, some of the extra noise, and just begin to write. Write down what you see, write down what you feel in your heart. And some of you might say, well, hey, Christine, but you sound so like just tapped in and just so deep and so, and that's cool, but like, I'm not that kind of person. That's okay. For even the most logical person, you do understand pen and paper. You do understand how to write, and you do understand that there are things that you want to achieve that you haven't. Write those down. And let's go for more this year. As we go for what we write down, as we go for that degree, and we're going to stop playing with classes in school, as we go for a better home life, we're going to do better with communicating. We're going to do better with our thought process. As we go for more in 2024 for real, we're going to release bad habits. Bad habits can just be the downfall of your life. As we go for more in 2024, we're going to release bad follow through. Bad follow through is the equivalent of not holding yourself accountable. It is the equivalent of not doing what you said that you would do. Okay? As we go for more in 2024, we are going to release procrastination. Procrastination is waiting to the very, very last minute. Yeah, I had to extend it just that long because that's how some of us are. Right there where it falls. That's how we are. That's when we spring into action. Like, dun, 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 I'm here. Cape waving in the wind, right? Except it's not that glorious because we're rushed. Our things are not together. We're not prepared. Then we come into whatever room we're supposed to be in late and making more excuses. Oh, I would have, but I was kind of running behind. You shouldn't be running behind if you're not procrastinating. So we're going for more this year. And I feel like what will help us get there is eliminating bad habits or things that hold us back. Your thing may not be bad habits. Your thing may not be bad follow through or procrastination, but you know what your thing is. You know exactly what it is. And I dare you to list that down as well. Put a circle around it and then draw an X over it. It no longer has a place in your life. Stinking thinking no longer has a place. Fear no longer has a place. We have to stop making room. Does that sound right? Stop making room. Yeah, we have to stop making room for things that hold us back. Whether it's people, be cordial, say hi, how you doing, and goodbye. Or even if it's us. Okay? Y'all.
Now, you can't be hanging out here.
I got a lot going on. I'm recording the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just so you know, this is supposed to close out 11. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. But we have to stop making room for people, for things, for ourselves if we're going to hold us back. If it holds us back, you got to cancel culture that too. You got to say goodbye to it. So as we go for more this year, we're saying goodbye to bad habits. We're saying goodbye to bad follow through. We're saying goodbye to procrastination. We are canceling the culture of fear. We are canceling the culture of poor communication. We are canceling the culture of destructive thoughts. We are embracing excellent communication and successful and effective thinking. Let's think differently this year. Let's do things differently this year. Yeah, it's January 20th, and guess what? You made it, my friend. It is still time for you to get up, shake the dust from your feet, and get moving. Do something different today. Do it today. Even if it's just writing it down, do it today. We are going for more in 2024, and we will not accept less. Okay? So with that being said, this is A. Christine. Oh, and you know what? Before I wrap up, let me go back to that definition. I promised that we would, and we actually have like a minute and a half left. A release from a duty or requirement. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. You're not holding yourself accountable. And that's not fair. You have to have a very real conversation with yourself. If we can keep it, how do we say it? If you can keep it 100, not 100. If you keep it 100 or 100 with friends and family, you can keep it just that straight up with yourself. Talk to yourself in the mirror. If you cried, that's okay. Get your tissue. You'll be okay. You're a big girl. You're a big boy. Have that conversation with yourself. Have it even with the Lord. And let him go down on the inside and clean out those areas that seem to just linger around and always cause you to stumble. Okay? So this year we're going for more. Start by writing it down. Write down what you want and then write down what you're canceling. Circle what you're canceling and draw an X over it. It no longer has a place in your life. This is cancel culture. For real, okay? But let's go for more in 2024. If the cannons and the confetti didn't go off and it didn't happen overnight just like that, that means that you got to work for it, my friend. But guess what? You are not in that boat alone. We are in it together because we get better together. Okay? So let's go for more in 2024. This year is the year that we really work towards our dreams and goals. Okay? All right, guys. This is A. Christine. It has been such a pleasure to talk to you. Again, remember, join us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, for whatever odd reason there could possibly be, let's reverse it. Go ahead and subscribe. Check in with your favorite girlfriends for more inspiration. Stay encouraged, empowered, and equipped. And we are going to love on you and get better together. You guys have a great rest of the day. Mwah. Talk to you soon.